Placebo, who Rich, I don't know how you feel about Placebo. Are you a fan at all?
I love Placebo.
Yes, I think they're great. So they don't want people to use their phones at gigs, which, it's understandable. I don't think it's very realistic.
It's certainly becoming more of a thing now, isn't it? There seems to be more and more acts who are trying to get venues to enforce this for them.
I mean, what are you going to do though? If I'm there in the middle of if I'm there right at the front, in the middle, with my phone up, taking a 60-second video, what are you going to do about it? You're going to take my phone off me? Unless you hand your phone in, which I can't see people doing that.
They have done on some gigs. I can't remember whether it was music or comedy or something, but I know there was some kind of artist who did this on a tour where they made everybody either not bring any kind of mobile devices or have them locked away in a cloakroom. And for me, I get it. I understand you should be there living in the moment and enjoying the art that these artists are putting on. But at the same time, as you just said about taking a 60-second video or taking a couple of pictures, that's not what this is about. I don't think it's for people who literally watch the entire gig through their mobile phone. And there's nothing more annoying than seeing just a sea of mobile phone screens in front of you.
I know what you mean. I mean, I don't see. I see less and less of that now. I don't see. There's some, when I was a steward and I used to work at the arena in Manchester and various other places, you would see at certain kinds of gigs, there'd be a certain kind of punter who would watch their phone, would watch the gig through even an iPad screen, which always baffled me. But I haven't ever seen that at a rock gig, personally. I mean, maybe people do it, watch the whole thing through their phones and take an hour's video or something. It's not something I've seen. But if I come to a gig, I'm taking my phone because I don't carry cash. I pay for things with my phone so that I don't have to carry cash. I don't have to carry cards. My tickets are even in my phone. So I haven't really got a choice. I mean, I've got a fancy watch that I can put tickets on.
And
but I don't want my phone, though, really.
That's a very good point. So, we promoters encouraging mobile ticketing and promoting contactless transactions, but you don't want people to get their phones out or have them with them. It's kind of goes back on what they're trying to say, doesn't it? Kind of contradicts it.
Yeah. Lee, do you take your phone to gigs?
Yeah, 100. See, I'm torn between this because I totally get where the artists are coming from in saying that we need to try and be more in the moment, enjoy it more. Someone else sneezing again.
Bless her. Go on.
Anyway, I get what artists are trying to say when living in the moment and not, but at the same time, I take my phone to gigs and festivals and take a few videos of 60 seconds to 30 seconds worth of footage as a memory for me, because a lot of the time, downloads are examples, you're off cut half the time. So you might not remember anything. So having that video is a good way to be able to remember it, or at least trigger something in the back of your brain thinking, awesome. I get what they're saying, but at the same time, no, I don't agree with saying to people don't use your phones, because it's a keepsake, and I think that's really important, because you're not always going to remember stuff like that. I mean, I've got when I saw Korn in 2002, I was 12, and I have a vague memory of it, but I reckon I probably remember it a lot better if when phones back then actually had the capabilities. I think I probably remember it a lot more if I actually had a little bit of footage to trigger that part of my brain. Speaking of Korn, I'm lucky enough that Korn actually recorded their 2014 gig at Brixton and put it onto YouTube for everyone to see. So I'm lucky in that regard. But yeah, for other gigs and stuff, I take my phone to record just because I'm not going to stand and record the whole thing. That's just ridiculous. You want highlights. You want little memories, little tidbits.
Yeah. In this, it's a social media post, actually. It was on Twitter. Dear Placebo fans, we would like to kindly ask you not, in capital letters, to spend the concert filming or taking photos with your mobile phones. So they've even got a problem with people taking photos, which I just think is just crazy. I mean, come on. I think if they'd said something like, we would respectfully ask that you don't stand there watching the gig through your phone, or, whatever, something to that effects, to what we've been talking about. But to stop people taking a 30-second, 1-minute video, or even taking a photo of a gig that they're at, I think that's just, I don't agree with that, man. I think that's really awful, actually.
It is bad. And I've just found the one of the articles I was thinking of, and you have to excuse the source of it as it is the Daily Mail. I don't want to promote that at all in any way, but it was Bob Dylan who banned people using smartphones.
Oh yes,
and he wanted them put into security pouches. And if I just scroll down for you, you can see the actual security pouches that were used, and this was actually locked with a magnetic lock and had to be unlocked at the end of the gig on the way out. So it isn't just a case of you can't use them, keep them in your pocket. This was, you have to lock them away, and the only way you're getting them back is at the end when you leave.
I think it's really cunty. I'm not putting my phone in that little thing. My phone cost me a lot of money, and I'm keeping it on me. Or I'm not going to the gig. It's as simple as that, I'm afraid. I mean, if my favourite bands, Royal Blood, for example, said that about, you can't come to one of our gigs with your phone, or we're going to put it in one of these little shitty bags, I'm not going.
That's fair. People have got to stand up for that then, but I do get...
Oh, get it.
I get it.
I totally get it. Yeah, so, we love Placebo. Not crazy about this announcement. But, you'll see them at download and they can't fucking do anything about your phone then, can they?